Listen to me. This is not just another motivational video. This is a wake-up call. An hour of truth that could change the rest of your life. If you've ever doubted yourself, if you've ever felt stuck, broken, or forgotten, this message is for you. Because here's the truth no one wants to admit. Most people live their entire lives asleep. They move through their days on autopilot. They work, they eat, they scroll, they sleep, and they repeat. But deep inside, there's a voice that whispers, there's more for you. And you've been ignoring it. You've been drowning it out with excuses, with distractions, with reasons why you can't. But today, right now, that voice is about to roar. Because you can't afford to keep waiting. Your life is happening. Opportunities are passing you by. Seconds are slipping through your fingers. Every day you hesitate, you fall further behind the life you were meant to live. And I'm here to tell you the truth. Nobody is coming to save you. Not your boss, not your parents, not some miracle waiting in the future. It's you. It's always been you. The day you finally take responsibility for everything in your life, that's the day everything changes. The day you stop saying, I'll start tomorrow. The day you stop blaming circumstances, people, or the past. The day you look in the mirror and say, I'm done waiting. I'm done hiding. I'm done playing small. That day is today. And I know right now you may feel tired. You may feel broken. You may feel like you failed too many times. But let me remind you, the strongest steel is forged in the hottest fire. The brightest diamonds are made under the greatest pressure. The most powerful warriors are shaped in the darkest battles. So if you feel beaten down, if you feel like you've been pushed to your limit, understand this. That pain is not your enemy. It's your training ground. Every obstacle you faced has been preparing you for this moment. Every failure was sharpening your edge. Every rejection was building your resilience. Every scar was a lesson. And every lesson has brought you here. Right here. Right now. This is your turning point. You have a choice to make. You can keep living as you are, comfortable, safe, numb, or you can rise. You can rise into discipline. You can rise into purpose. You can rise into the person you were born to become. But hear me clearly. It won't be easy. It will hurt. It will test you. It will break you down and then force you to rebuild stronger. And that's exactly why most people quit. But you are not most people. You wouldn't be here if you were. You're here because something inside you refuses to give up. Something inside you is still fighting. Something inside you knows you are destined for more. So stand tall, lift your head, clench your fists. This is your moment. This is your war. This is your rise. The choice is yours, but the time is now. Discipline. That's the word most people fear, but it's the very thing that will set you free. Everybody wants success. Everybody wants respect. Everybody wants freedom. But very few want to wake up when the alarm rings. Very few want to put in the hours when nobody's watching. Very few want to do the work day after day after day. Listen carefully. Motivation will not save you. Motivation is a spark. It comes, it goes. But discipline is the fire that keeps burning even in the darkest nights. You will not always feel like working out. You will not always feel like studying. You will not always feel like pushing forward. And that's when discipline speaks. It whispers, "Do it anyway." The world is full of people waiting to feel ready. They wait for the perfect mood, the perfect conditions, the perfect timing, and they never move. Meanwhile, the disciplined, they move anyway. They act without permission. They show up when it's uncomfortable. They grind when it's inconvenient. They keep marching when others quit. And that is why they win. Every great life is built on discipline. Discipline is what shapes the body. Discipline is what sharpens the mind. Discipline is what builds empires, careers, families, legacies. Without it, you are a slave. A slave to your moods, a slave to your laziness, a slave to your excuses. But with it, you become unstoppable. And here's the second truth: ownership. If discipline is the engine, ownership is the steering wheel. It means no more blaming, no more pointing fingers, no more "it's not my fault." Because the moment you say "it's not my fault," you've handed over your power. You've given control of your life to someone else. But when you say "it's on me," something shifts. You take back control. You take back authority. You become the driver of your own destiny. Ownership means every result in your life is your responsibility. Your health, yours. Your bank account, yours. Your mindset, yours. Your relationships, yours. Stop waiting for someone to hand you opportunities. Stop waiting for luck to rescue you. Stop waiting for people to treat you right before you treat yourself right. Take ownership. Build it. Earn it. Command it. I know that hurts to hear, because it means admitting the truth. It means facing the fact that maybe you've been wasting time, that maybe you've been hiding behind excuses. But listen, this is not shame. This is power. Because if it's your responsibility, that means it's also in your control. You can change. You can rise. You can transform. But it begins with discipline. It begins with ownership. It begins with saying, "Enough. From this day forward, I command my life." You want to be respected? Discipline. You want to build wealth? Ownership. You want to find peace? Discipline. You want to become unstoppable? Ownership. Every excuse you've been telling yourself, every reason why you can't, tear it up, burn it, erase it from your mind.
I own this. I will do this. Nobody is coming to push you. Nobody is coming to force you. Nobody is coming to save you. It's on you. It's always been on you. So, set the alarm. Wake up early. Do the work. Take the step. Write it down. Face the challenge. Break the pattern. Rebuild the standard. Because discipline will give you freedom, and ownership will give you power. Together, they will transform your life. The question is simple. Will you keep making excuses, or will you rise into discipline and own your future? Pain. Nobody wants it. Everybody runs from it. But listen closely. Pain is the greatest teacher you'll ever have. You think the struggle is here to destroy you, But the struggle is here to shape you. Every sleepless night, every heartbreak, every failure, every betrayal, every loss, it's not punishment, it's preparation. The universe, life, God, whatever you believe in, is not trying to break you down. It's trying to build you up. Look back at your life. The moment you grew the most, the moment you became wiser, stronger, sharper, they didn't come when everything was easy. They came when you were broken. They came when you were on your knees. They came when you thought you couldn't take one more step. That's when strength was born. Weakness doesn't live in pain. Weakness lives in comfort. Weakness lives in the people who run from the fire. But strength lives in those who walk straight into it. Strength is built in the gym of suffering. Strength is carved in the furnace of failure. Strength is forged when you feel like quitting, but you keep going anyway. Understand this. Your pain is not your enemy. Your pain is your fuel. When you hurt, when you struggle, when you feel like life is against you, that's your signal. That's your training ground. That's life saying, here's your chance to grow. I know some of you listening right now are going through hell. Maybe you've lost someone you love. Maybe you're fighting battles nobody sees. Maybe every day feels like you're drowning in silence. I hear you. I see you. And I need you to understand this is not the end. This is the middle. This is the fire. This is where you're being tested. The question isn't, why me? The question is, what now? What will you do with this pain? Will you let it harden your heart? Will you let it bury you alive? Or will you rise with scars as your armor? The broken become unbreakable. The rejected become unstoppable. The abandoned become self-reliant. The crushed become indestructible. But only if you choose. Do not waste your suffering. Do not waste your tears. Do not waste the weight you're carrying. Channel it. Use it. Turn it into strength. Because pain is not permanent, but the lessons you gain from it are eternal. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it feels unfair. Yes, it feels heavy. But nothing, listen to me, nothing is wasted. That heartbreak taught you the value of loyalty. That failure taught you resilience. That betrayal taught you discernment. That loss taught you gratitude. And when you rise from this, because you will rise, you will carry with you a strength that no comfort could ever give. That's why you can't quit now. That's why you can't tap out. That's why you can't stay down. Because the version of you that will emerge on the other side is a warrior. And warriors are not born in luxury. Warriors are not born in safety. Warriors are born in chaos, in pressure, in suffering. You may not feel it yet, but inside you, a warrior is waking up. So embrace the struggle, carry the pain, and keep moving, step by step, day by day, breath by breath. Because your pain is not here to destroy you. It's here to turn you into the strongest version of yourself. You are not alone. Hear me again. You are not alone. Because this path you're walking, the fight, the struggle, the climb, it's not just your battle. It's ours.
Every person who has ever risen from nothing, every person who has carried the weight of their dreams, every person who has walked through the fire, they know your pain. They've felt your doubt. They've faced your fear. And just like you, they wanted to quit. But they didn't. And that's why you're hearing their voices echo through time, voices that remind you you can keep going too. This is bigger than you. This is bigger than your comfort. This is bigger than your excuses. Because when you rise, you give others permission to rise too. When you fight through pain, you light the way for someone still trapped in darkness. When you refuse to quit, you prove to the world what's possible. Maybe right now you think nobody cares, that nobody sees the battles you're fighting, that nobody understands the weight on your shoulders. But there are millions out there just like you, struggling silently, hurting quietly, fighting battles behind closed doors. And when they see you rise, when they see you push, when they see you transform, they realize they can too. That's why this fight isn't just personal, it's universal. It's not just about your goals, your wins, your dreams. It's about becoming the example, becoming the proof, becoming the spark. So this is what purpose is. Purpose is not found in comfort. Purpose is found in struggle. Purpose is found in service. Purpose is found when you take your pain, your lessons, your scars, and use them to lift others. When you refuse to give up, you're not just saving yourself. You're saving someone else. Someone you may never meet. Someone who's watching quietly. Someone who's about to quit, but then they see you keep fighting. That's the power of brotherhood. That's the power of shared struggle. Look around you. Every great movement, every revolution, every breakthrough was built on people carrying one another through the storm. Warriors fight harder when they know they're not fighting alone. Soldiers march further when they know their brothers are beside them. And you will endure longer when you remember this fight is not just yours. So fight, not just for you, but for those who will follow. Rise, not just for your dream, but for the dreamers who will see themselves in your story. Endure, not just for your survival, but for the legacy that your struggle will leave behind. Because in the end, this is not just your battle. This is our battle. And together, through shared struggle, through brotherhood, through purpose, we will rise.
Dreams mean nothing without action. Plans mean nothing without movement. Vision means nothing without execution. You can think, you can talk, you can plan, you can prepare. But until you take action, nothing changes. Action is the great separator. It's what divides the dreamers from the doers. It's what separates the talkers from the builders. It's what takes an idea in your head and turns it into reality. And listen closely. It's not about massive leaps. It's not about waiting until everything is perfect. It's not about taking one giant step that solves it all. It's about relentless, consistent, daily action. One step every day, without fail. Because momentum is real. When you move, even a little, you create energy, and energy builds. One small win creates another. One action opens the door to the next. One brick laid every day builds the foundation of an empire. The problem is most people wait. They wait for the perfect mood. They wait for the right conditions. They wait for confidence to show up first. But the truth? Confidence comes after action. Clarity comes after action. Momentum comes after action, not before. You want to feel confident? Act. You want to find clarity? Act. You want to build momentum? Act. Because the people who win in life, they don't wait. They don't hesitate. They don't stall. They move. They execute. They adapt. Action overcomes fear. Action destroys doubt. Action kills procrastination. The longer you wait, the heavier the weight becomes. The longer you delay, the harder it gets to start. But the second you move, the chains break, the fear fades, the path opens. I know you've been stuck before. I know you've had days where even the smallest step felt impossible. I know you've stared at your goals and thought, how will I ever get there? But hear me, you don't climb the mountain in one leap. You climb it one step at a time. So take the step, make the call, write the line, lift the weight, learn the skill, start the project. Don't overthink, don't overplan, don't wait. Act now. And once you start, never stop. Build momentum like a storm that cannot be slowed. Build momentum until quitting isn't even an option. Build momentum until action becomes who you are, not something you do. Relentless action is how you rewire your identity. It's how you prove to yourself, I don't just talk, I move, I execute, I follow through. And the more you move, the stronger that identity becomes. One day, you'll look back and realize you've built a life brick by brick. Not because you were perfect, not because you always felt ready, but because you kept moving when others stopped. So stop waiting, stop hesitating, stop overthinking. Act. Act relentlessly. Act until momentum becomes your greatest weapon. Because when you embrace relentless action, you cannot be stopped. And when you harness momentum, the world cannot hold you back.
Life will hit you harder than you expect, harder than you think you can handle. You will fall, you will break, you will bleed. But listen carefully. That's not the end. That's the beginning. Because resilience isn't built in comfort. It's built in chaos. It's built when everything goes wrong and you refuse to stay down. Resilience is the ability to get back up again and again and again, no matter how many times you're knocked down. That's the spirit of the unbreakable. You see, most people believe success is about never failing, never falling, never being broken. But that's a lie. The strongest people are not the ones who never get hurt. They are the ones who adapt. They are the ones who bend but don't break. They are the ones who transform pain into power. Resilience is about flexibility, adaptability, the ability to take a hit, change direction, and keep moving forward. Life won't always follow your plan. Dreams won't always arrive on your timeline. Storms will come that you never saw coming. And when they do, you have a choice. You can shatter or you can shift. I know what it feels like to lose everything you thought was certain. I know what it feels like when your plans collapse, when the people you counted on walk away, when the ground beneath you disappears. But hear me, you are not finished when life changes. You are only finished if you refuse to adapt. Adaptability is survival. Resilience is power. Together, they make you unbreakable. When life says no, find another way. When the door slams shut, build a new door. When the path is blocked,
carve another path. You are not defined by what happens to you. You are defined by how you respond. A storm can destroy a weak tree, but it strengthens the roots of the strong. Fire can burn away the surface, but it forges steel beneath. Pressure can crush coal, but it creates diamonds. And life will test you with storms, fire, and pressure. Not to destroy you, but to reveal what you are made of. And you are stronger than you know. Every time you've been knocked down, you've gotten back up. Every time you've been broken, you healed. Every time you thought it was the end, you're still here. That means you're unbreakable. You may bend, you may struggle, you may hurt, but you cannot be destroyed. And when you realize this, when you embody resilience, when you master adaptability, when you embrace the unbreakable spirit, you become unstoppable. Because no failure can end you, no setback can silence you, no storm can bury you. The world cannot defeat a person who refuses to quit. The world cannot hold back a soul that adapts and rises. The world cannot break the spirit that bends but never shatters. So rise. Rise with resilience. Rise with adaptability. Rise with the unbreakable spirit. Because when the dust settles and the storm clears and the fire burns out, the world will see you standing, not broken, not beaten, but unshakable, unstoppable, unbreakable. Listen to me. Your life is not an accident. You are not here by mistake. You were born with fire in your soul, purpose in your bones, and a vision buried deep inside of you, waiting to be unleashed. Maybe the world tried to make you forget. Maybe they told you to be realistic. Maybe they tried to shrink your dream to fit their comfort. But hear me, you were not meant for average. You were not meant to settle. You were not meant to simply exist. You were meant to become. Become the person you dream about when no one is watching. Become the person your younger self prayed you would grow into. Become the person your future self will thank you for becoming. That vision in your heart, it's not random. It's your compass. It's your calling. It's the whisper of destiny telling you this is who you could be. But here's the truth most never face. Vision without action dies as regret. Potential without discipline rots into wasted years. Dreams without courage fade into dust. Do you know why so many die unfulfilled? Because they never chose to rise. Because they never committed to the vision inside them. Because they were too afraid to become the person they were meant to be. And I refuse to let that be you. Your vision is your responsibility. Your legacy is your duty. Your life is the proof of what's possible. And legacy is not about money. Legacy is not about fame. Legacy is about impact. It's about the lives you touch, the people you lift, the examples you set. Your children, your family, your community, the world, they will feel the weight of the choices you make today. One day, you will be gone, and all that will remain is the story you left behind. Will it be a story of excuses, of half-lived dreams, of wasted time? Or will it be a story of courage, of resilience, of relentless pursuit of purpose? That choice is yours. Every day you are writing your legacy with your actions. Every step you take is either building the person you were meant to be or betraying them. So stop living small. Stop dimming your fire to fit in. Stop Stop letting fear steal your destiny. Your vision is calling. Your legacy is waiting. Your moment is now. Be the person who refuses to die with dreams still inside them. Be the person who lived fully, fiercely, unapologetically. Be the person who became the proof that vision, backed with relentless action and unbreakable spirit, becomes destiny. This is not about what you've been. This is about who you can become. So rise into your vision. Build your legacy with courage. Step fully into the person you were meant to be. Because the world doesn't need another copy. The world needs you at your highest, at your strongest, at your truest. Become that person and never look back. This is it. The moment where everything we've talked about comes down to a choice. Not tomorrow, not someday, not when you feel ready, now. You've heard the truth. You've been reminded of your strength. You felt the fire that's been waiting inside of you. Now the question is, what will you do with it? Because motivation without action is wasted. Inspiration without execution is dead. Words mean nothing if you don't move. This, right here, right now, is your call to rise, to stop hiding, to stop waiting, to stop making excuses. Life is not a rehearsal. This is it. Your one shot, your one chance, your one life. And I know, maybe you stumbled before. Maybe you've wasted years. Maybe you failed more times than you can count. But hear me. That doesn't disqualify you. That doesn't define you. That prepared you. Every mistake, every scar, every failure, it was training. Training for this moment. So take the lesson, take the pain, take the fire, and use it. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need to wait. All you need is the decision to rise, the decision to move, the decision to become. And I'm asking you, no, I'm challenging you to make that decision now. Get up, start, act, because when you step into action, the world changes. Your world changes. Momentum will carry you. Discipline will shape you. Resilience will strengthen you. Vision will guide you. And your legacy will be forged in fire. But it only happens if you rise. So rise with courage. Rise with conviction. Rise with unshakable fire. Be relentless. Be unstoppable. Be unbreakable. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your life. Now go and become the person you were meant to be.